guys, it's Dana and it's Tuesday. I'm going to talk all about money, and I wanted to share with you some money mistakes that hopefully you aren't making, but maybe you are. All right, so I think it's like 76% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. So what does that tell you? Well, it tells you that most likely people that you are interacting with at work or your neighbors, maybe even your friends and your family, most of them are living paycheck to paycheck. So why in the world would you want to compare yourself to them financially? Because if you really want to build wealth and you don't want to live paycheck to paycheck, then you need to live a little differently than the people who are around you. And majority of them, most likely, if they fall within that 76% or whatever, are living paycheck to paycheck. So it is something to keep in mind in your interactions with people online or in life that most likely they are living paycheck to paycheck. So if your neighbor is buying a new boat and going on vacation all the time and living this extravagant looking life, always dressed to the nines in the trendiest clothes, then most likely they are in debt and living paycheck to paycheck and they don't have any true wealth. Okay, so mistake number 2 is to not review fine print on contracts. All right, if you are needing some work done in your home or your shopping or whatever, a lot of times salesmen, this has happened to me, they give you the paper, work of, the bid, and they say, here, sign here, here, here. And you just say, okay, great. And you just sign. But you don't really know what you have just signed because you didn't read it. But you don't want to be rude and say, can I read this over? Or can you come back later? Or can I let you know? Sometimes in the heat of the moment or that good rapport relationship you have with that salesman of talking to them, you feel bad saying no thanks or I need some time to think about this because they don't want to hear that answer. They want to make the sale and they sometimes will turn pretty quickly on you if you say, I need some time to think about this. Then they start to do the hard sale, push you, say things like, well, I can't guarantee this price and make you feel bad. And then you feel pressured into signing or agreeing to that price. But it's really important that you say, no, I need to look around. And you should always get a few different estimates for any kind of work, or even if you're getting married and you're going to be interviewing a photographer or the venue, you want to go to multiple places, even if that first person or place or thing seemed fantastic, like it was really the right fit. Go and check out some other places, some other prices, some other things, and then you can always go back to that first one, and I guarantee that price will still be there. It might even be lower when you go back. Next money mistake is to not have a life insurance policy. You have got to have a life insurance policy. Yes?
Can you help me open it?
If something were to happen to you or your partner, God forbid, you need to have some life insurance in place so that way, on top of having to deal with the emotions and the sadness and the grief of dealing with a death, you don't want to have to worry about the stress of not knowing how you're going to eat, how you're going to pay your rent or mortgage. You don't want to have that. So life insurance is just incredibly, incredibly important. I can't stress it enough. Make sure you have life insurance. That's a huge money mistake to not have life insurance. Next money mistake is to be relying too heavily on one income source. Whether that's your partner's income, your income, whether you have a business and all the money comes from that one source of income, you need to diversify. So part-time jobs, different places, investing your money in mutual funds. Maybe you have rental income property that gives you some money. You want to have multiple different income streams from different areas or be working towards that goal of having a lot of different sources of where your money can come from in case you lose a job, your partner loses a job, or whatever you have. If you just have rental property and that's where you're getting all your money from, if you whatever you may do, right? If that dries up, then you're going to be in a really bad place. So you want to have multiple income sources, multiple income streams. So try to work towards that. Next is eating out too often. Okay, this is a big money mistake, especially if you're in debt. You shouldn't be eating out at all, but try to eat in more often. It's healthier for you. I don't know. I feel like if you go to a restaurant, I don't really enjoy going to restaurants because I feel as if a lot of times people get a lot of illnesses from the food when they eat out. And I don't know, I just don't feel like it's very healthy. So just try to eat in more often and then you'll save more money. Don't replace things that aren't broken, okay? It's really easy to get caught up in wanting the newest, bestest, biggest gadget or outfit or purse or house. You don't need to upgrade unless what you have is broken. And I use things all the way till the end of their life. I put water in the bottom of my shampoo and shake it up. So I try to use things all the way up until they're used up or until they're broken. I've been using the same camera for all my videos for I think 4 years now, and a lot of people would have upgraded by now, but it's not broken, so I can't upgrade it, and I won't until there's a need, because I can't, it won't function anymore for me. Same thing with our cars. We're driving our cars all the way until they just, roll over and, exhale really loudly, and that's the end. We will be driving those cars all the way till they are completely dead. Open your mail. What does that have to do with money? Well, I know that when we first started out with our debt-free journey, it was really scary to open the mail and see what we owed, what bills were coming in. And a lot of people, they don't want to face it. And so they don't open their mail. They don't pay attention to due dates on their bills. So then things are paid late or not at all. And then you start getting collection notices. No matter how scary it is, we have to look at it. Look at it and know what's going on. It's really important. You have to tell your money where to go. You can't just let it float around. If you have excess money in your account, it's just going to leave. It's going to float away. So you have to have a budget. So before the month begins, every new month needs a new budget. You have to figure out where all your money is going to be going. And at the end of the month, if you have extra money, you have to put it somewhere, into a savings account or a mutual fund or at somewhere. It has to be earmarked for something. Otherwise, you're going to lose it. It's just going to float away. So you have to be bossy with your money and tell it where it needs to be going and put it there. In being bossy with your money, some of that money you need to have set aside for fun. Okay, because otherwise you're going to go have that fun anyway, and then you're going to screw up your budget and maybe overdraw your bank account. So you don't want to do that. You do have to designate some money for some fun stuff, because that's important too, right? That you have some fun. I try to tell myself this often. I struggle with the fun. I struggle with the fun factor. So make sure you have something set aside for that. Don't go grocery shopping hungry, okay? Just don't do it. Don't go grocery shopping hungry. Don't go shopping depressed. That's my other tip. Just throw that in there. If you're feeling sad, don't go shopping, because you might just, impulse buy, emotional shop. You don't want to emotional eat or emotional shop. And so, yeah. Make sure you have an emergency fund, because emergencies are going to happen. You are going to have an emergency, and if you do not have a fund set aside to pay for those emergencies, then you're probably going to reach for a credit card, and you don't want credit. We don't want credit cards, right? We don't want credit cards. We don't want debt. That's why you're watching this channel. No debt. No debt. That's my last and final mistake, is having debt. Debt is really, I think that it is something that impacts your spirit. It's something that impacts you on a level that you can't even see. So you don't want to be owing money to others, because it's not going to let you live free. Okay, it's going to make you feel stifled and as if you belong to someone else. And I don't think you can really be your true self while you are owing money to other people. It puts you into a pure state of you're a slave. You are a true slave when you owe money. So don't acquire debt. Don't take out money for things that you can't afford. If you don't have the money, just don't buy it. Really, you're going to be okay without that item. You will be. Without that car, without that big giant house. You'll be all right. So it's a good time in your life to take a step back and think about what's really important. And anytime you want to go buy something new, really try to think on it. Is that something that you really need if you don't have that money for it, right? All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time here, don't forget to subscribe. Every single Tuesday, I do a new video talking all about money. And also, you guys, be sure to share money mistakes that you have made down below in the comments, or if you can think of any others, leave them there for other people to read so that they will not make those same mistakes that you did. Okay? All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys. Help you open. You're going to play chess?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Can you play with me, Mom?
I will.
I'm gonna take it out.
Okay, you go ahead.